Back in the days I used to say, can I get with you today? But they told me no, kids, no way, no how, not today. I used to walk up to the girl. I said, can I rock your world? But they told me no, kids, no way, no how, not today. I asked them time and time again, but now they see me driving in my Benz. I don't got a Benz, but if I did, guess what they would say? Yes, kids, come on, right now, you go, boy. Now that I'm all that, you see, they used to call me whack, but now they telling me, yes, kids, come on, right now, you go, boy. I say they used to call me stank, but now I walk into the bank and they telling me, yes, kids, come on, right now, you go, boy. Yo. Once again, it's on back at you. One more again, Real Kids TV and the House Like Kitchen Sinks. Now, before I get into this afternoon story, if you will, understand that I'm the self-proclaimed Mr. 30 Minutes or Better. Meaning that anytime I drop you a story, guess what? It's guaranteed to be 30 minutes or better. So if you're on your way to work, you're at work, don't feel like being there as we so often don't. Co-workers is talking your head off, getting on your nerves. You're on your way home from work, you need to laugh, you need to cry. Perhaps you're trying to lay down and take a nap or go to sleep at night, depending on whatever time you're listening to or viewing this video. Or you're just in the mood for a good old-fashioned true, keyword being true, penitentiary / life story / life experience. This is the channel for you. If you prefer your 8 to 12 to 15-minute videos, absolutely nothing wrong with that whatsoever. But at Real Kids TV, it's 30 minutes or better. So with all that being said, with all that wrapped up into one big old nutshell that is, there is a message. Before I actually get into the story of the day, y'all jump in the comment section. Let me know where you're chiming in from. I'm Lexington, Kentucky, man. Let me know your city, your state, your hood, your set, whatever you may be representing. Let it be known. As I mentioned, there's definitely a message, and it's a very, very serious message. You know, we have fun on this channel. You know, some days is chicken, some days is feathers, man. We cry, we laugh, we do whatever we need to do, but there's always a message that comes across. This particular situation had a dude named Rodney, man. Rodney at the time, I don't know, was in his 20s. So I'm going to paint the picture and take you all the way back in the time, respectfully. Rodney was in his mid-20s, 26, 27 years old, somewhere right around that range. Rodney had a problem keeping his hands to himself. Yeah, Rodney like to put his hands on women. Wouldn't fight a man for anything under the sun. Now, I don't know, to be honest, if he would fight a man, but I know that he definitely had a problem with women. Had a situation in which he was with a young lady, and, you know, she told him she no longer wanted to be with him anymore. Had kids together. I believe they had 2 kids together, a boy and a girl. It was one of those things to where she gave him chance after chance after chance after chance. And he continued to do all the things that would disappoint this young lady. Started getting high. Taking the car, not coming home for 2 or 3 days. Stealing her, bank card, taking her money. And then when she attempted to leave him, that's when the violence would really, really set in. Had her scared to death. She gets to the point to where she's able to get away from him, and she just leaves the house. You can have everything. She grabs whatever she can grab and she leaves. He comes home one evening to find that she's not there. Immediately, he goes to her mother's house. He's already figuring that she's at her mom's house. He's camping out waiting on her. About a day or so later, because the initial night that he went there, he wasn't able to, contact her or see her. The next night, he sees her coming in. He jumps out of the bushes. What's going on? I mean, what are you doing? You leaving me? You just gonna leave me like that? My kids? You gonna take my kids away from me? Rodney, I've given you every opportunity under the sun. You won't stop messing with these other women. You won't stop getting high. You won't stop, stealing from me. And I just can't do this. You don't want any help. I've tried to send you to rehab. We've talked to you. We've done what is it called? Y'all jump in the comment section and help me out. What intervention? We try to do an intervention with you to give you our point of views as far as exactly how you're hurting us, and you just refuse to get help. So I can't deal with you anymore. You think you're just going to leave me? You think you're just going to leave me and take my kids away from me? It's not that I want to take your kids, but Rodney, just please leave. You need to get some help. Please just leave. You need to get some help. Police is being called. Rodney hears the police coming. He's gone. She puts an EPO out on him, emergency protective order, DVO, domestic violence order. He's not to be within 1,000 feet of her. He's not to contact her. He's not to have any sort of contact with her whatsoever until the judge can sort this thing out. A few days later, he can't take it. Rodney's gotten high, as he typically does. He comes back to his mom's house, to her mom's house, rather. Once again, jumps out of the bushes. He got a gun this time. Please, Rodney, please don't do this. Just leave us alone, please. The kids is outside. As I mentioned, and she's going into the house, getting out of her vehicle. You're not just going to leave me like that. You're not going to just leave me like that. Please, Rodney, I'm done with this. Pow, pow, pow. Hits her 3 or 4 times right there in front of her kids, man. Unalives her right there on the spot, man. He runs. He's gone. It's a manhunt. He's a fugitive. They end up catching him, I don't know, 2-3 weeks later. He goes to jail. One would think that he would go to jail for capital murder. Seemed to me as though that's something that was premeditated. Not to mention the fact of you had this gun on you. It was already, like I said, planned, and you had this EPO and DVO on you. So you weren't supposed to be around her, and you go and you unalive her. He goes to trial with it. His whole defense was, he caught her cheating, and it was an act of passion. He goes to trial. I guess the jury buys it. 20 years. Give him 20 years. Now, in the state of Kentucky at the time, it's called a truthful sentencing. Now, if he were to get this same sentence, he would get 85%, which means he would have to do 17 years. But back then, you do 50% of your time, and then you go up for parole. Rodney does a 10-year. He's a model inmate. Takes classes. Doesn't get any write-ups. He's doing everything that he can possibly do to go home early. He goes up for parole. Of course, the parole board, they didn't let him out. Basically, they served him out. Serving an individual out, for you all that are not familiar with the penitentiary lingo and laws and systems or what have you, basically it means you're not getting parole. Complete the rest of your sentence. Well, on a 10-year sentence back then, you could complete it in 13 years. It's actually less now. Probably about half or a little bit less than half. 13 years. He goes, he's, doing the rest of his time or whatnot. He got a homeboy in prison that he's real cool with. Him and his homeboy, they program together. They work out. They, play chess. They kick it. Play basketball, gamble, whatever. It's called bitting. They bit together. One day his homeboy's on the phone, and he's talking to his girl, and his girl's partner was over there, Monica. Hey man, let me talk to a girl. Let me talk to a partner. Monica gets on the phone. Rodney gets on the phone. Now at this point, Rodney had been locked up about 11 and a half years, almost 12. So he's short, meaning that he's close to coming home. The two of them talk. And they hit it off instantly. They exchange information. He gets, her phone number. She gets his name and inmate number and things of that nature. And they begin to communicate with each other, writing back and forth. The writing turns into, phone calls. Phone calls cost money in prison. So in order for him to be able to call her, guess what? She has to put the money on the phone so that he can call. They begin to talk on the phone. Eventually, she gets on the visitation list. So whenever his homeboy's girl came to see him, Monica would ride along and see Rodney. Everything was cool. She rocked with him about the last year and a half before he got out. They was together. They was a couple. They loved each other. Everything seemed to be smooth. Now, she knew exactly why Rodney was, incarcerated, but he put his own twist to the story. So you can look on the website and see anybody's charges and when they get out or when they go for parole or anything that you want to know. All you got to do is just look on Kentucky Online Offender Lookup, KOL. So anybody that's getting on here making up these stories and making up saying that they did this and they did that, it's easy to expose them by just simply going to the Department of Corrections website. It was one of those things to where, it's she's out here in the free world. There's all type of men out here, but in her eyes, men are not necessarily on the up and up out here. Everybody's playing games. Everybody's cheating. Everybody's getting high. Everybody's, just not focused. See, when you coming out of penitentiary, or you in the penitentiary, you focus. You're not really using no drugs. At least, most people are not. You're not drinking. Once again, most people are not. Some have, some haven't. Been in there, you're getting your mind right, your spirituality together, your body's right. You double pause. You working out or whatever. So you have a certain glow about you when you come home. He's giving all his love, all his attention to her. Everything, how you doing today, baby? How's your day going? Not too many dudes out here doing that. I'm not saying nobody's doing that, but your average dude out here is not really concerned with his significant other, his wife or whatever, as far as how her day went. He trying to get home and watch the game or some shit, or he's not trying to hear all that old bullshit. It's not really bullshit, but I'm just saying that's the average dude's mentality when it comes to, just listening to a person in their ear all the time or whatever. Well, when you're dealing with a dude that's incarcerated, he wants to hear that because he has nothing else to really, listen to. He has nothing else to really think about but you. How was your day? I just missed you so much. I thought about you. I came up with some ideas. Everything is about her. You're very, very attentive towards her. And that's why oftentimes you see these dudes, you see these stories on TV. Dude got life sentence or is on death row, or he's never, it's going to be 30, 40 years before he has a chance of getting out. And the woman ends up marrying him because he's giving her that attention. Now, he can't give her that affection, that physical affection, but that attention is keeping her, captivated enough to, to be with him. Finally comes home. When he comes home, he uses her house. He didn't really have to do a home placement because he wasn't getting out on parole. See, when you come home on parole, you have to have a home placement, a place to where it's approved by the POs, and if they approve it, you can go to that place. But being that he was serving out, now he didn't have really anywhere else to go. He probably would have had to go to the halfway house, but, they were in love. So he goes to her house. Everything seems to be cool the first, 3 weeks, month or so. But she notices that Rodney's kind of comfortable. He's playing the game all day long. At this point, he's done 13 years, so he's about 40 years old, 39, 40 years old at this point. He's playing the game all day long. He's hanging out, but he's not necessarily looking for a job. All the things that he said he was going to do, he got some skills when he was in there as far as, some vocational skills, framing, roofing, and I believe he had welding, and, he had all type of trades that he had completed. But he wasn't putting those skills that he gained on the inside to work on the outside. Seemed as though he was just living off of her. Got to the point, baby Nick, can I use the car? He's not coming in when he's supposed to come in. She's waking up in the middle of the night. The car's gone. Bank card is gone. She's trying to figure out exactly what's going on. Now, as I was mentioning earlier, she had already looked at the website and seen, what he was in there for, but never in a million years did she think that this could potentially happen to her. See, Rodney was smooth, and he basically smoothed it over by letting her know, like, listen, I know what people may say. I know how it may seem. I did this horrific act, but understand this. I caught her cheating on me a numerous amount of times, and that's why I only got 20 years, which is still a stretch, but it wasn't long enough. You unalived someone, and they only gave you 20 years. Think about that, 20 years. On one of my cases, I got 13 years, man. Albeit it was a organized crime charge, which is a state RICO case, but they got dismissed. And I had to plead guilty to 13 years for some white collar checks and counterfeiting, and 13 years. But this dude unalives a woman and gets 20 years, man. Make it make sense. But at any rate, he smoothed that whole situation over with Monica, man. Listen, baby, I would never do anything like that with you. I was wrong. I should have not even handled it in that way, but the way that she came at me aggressively, and I snapped. I told her to stop. I snapped, baby, and Monica bought it. Now she's starting to see, his anger. She's starting to see that, this guy, man, he's getting high. Like I said, stealing her money, stealing her bank card. So she got to put a lock on her bank card, or whenever he can't find the keys, he's going berserk. This continues for a few months. One night, he's trying to leave. He wants to go out. They had a good night, ate dinner, sit at home. They've just been chilling or whatever, just spending time together. He's trying to leave. It's like 2 o'clock in the morning. Baby, I need to make this run. I'll be right back. No, baby, I can't do that. She has to be at work at, 7 o'clock in the morning. She's already, up late dealing with you or whatever. No, baby, I can't do that. What you mean you can't do that? Man, I thought you trust me. I do trust you, baby, but every time that I give you the car and then you don't come back to work, and then, I have to figure out a way to get to work, and I'm late, and he loses it. He goes berserk. Puts his hands on her, chokes her, slaps her a couple times or whatever. She can't believe this guy's doing this. Even though she knew that he had just spent 13 years in the pen for unaliving his ex, the mother of his children, she just can't bring herself to believe and understand, why is he doing this to me? She's not dealing with it. He ends up finding the keys. He's gone. He leaves. She still don't want to call the police. She's sitting there. She got a black eye. He didn't, like I said, beat her up or whatever. Day goes past. 2 days goes past. She done called into a job. She had been at the job for a while, so she was able to, call in. She had plenty of sick days. 3 days goes past. She hadn't heard anything from him. She's calling his phone. He's not answering. She's seen that he got the bank card again, to where he's trying to make, different transactions or whatever. Finally, she calls the police. My car's been, stolen or whatever. I know who did it. She goes downtown, gets an EPO, emergency protective order, like I said, the DVO earlier. And she's going to leave this individual. This individual is violent, and I am not going to end up like the mother of his children. I see it, and I see it at this point. So guess what? This is not going to change. This is a pattern. He's only been home for a few months, 3 or 4 months, and look at how this individual is acting already. Police ended up catching him driving. It's a week later. He still hadn't returned Monica's car. They charge him with theft of a motor vehicle, couple other charges or whatever. Probably has some drugs or something like that in the car. Her car is returned to her safely, and she's able to go on with her life. In the meanwhile, Rodney's in the county jail. He's fighting these charges. She's going to prosecute to the fullest. He's calling her. He's not even supposed to be contacting her, but basically he's calling her through somebody else, sending messages basically through a third party. Please, baby, please drop these charges on me. Please don't do this to me, man. They're gonna send me back to the penitentiary. I'll do whatever it takes to, I was tripping. I was high. Understand what you're saying. Now he understands what she's saying. I'm gonna do everything that I can do just to, get better and make us better and be better for us. Please don't do this to me, baby. Please don't. Monica didn't want to see the guy go back to prison, so she stopped cooperating. Well, being that we're in a Commonwealth state, the Commonwealth is going to pick it up, meaning that if she no longer wants to pursue the issue, they already have enough evidence based upon her statements, her, sworn statements, her signatures, her, recorded statements. So they already have enough to charge him, and pursue the matter, rather. He's already charged. She stops cooperating. Case ends up going on 6, 7, 8 months. Rodney ends up taking a plea deal in which he has to serve 18 months. Serves 18 months. He's not to have any contact with Monica for, I think the longest that you can get an EPO for is 3 years at a time. Then you can go back and ask for it to be extended. 3 years, no contact. As I mentioned, Rodney takes the plea deal. Monica's happy. She got this lunatic out of her life. She's able to go on with her life, pick up the pieces. Yeah, she's hurt because she really thought that she had something in this individual. They had been rocking together the last year and a half before he got out of prison. And like I said, he had been home 3 or 4 months, but at the same time, she was not going to live in fear. She goes on with her life, doesn't speak with Rodney whatsoever. About a year and a half later, once Rodney gets out, he's a changed man. I'm a different man now. Baby, I'm sorry. Look at me. I've been working out. I'm healthy. I'm clean. I want to be clean. I'm going to my classes, my NA, AA. I'm doing everything that I need to do, baby. I done already put in 10 applications. I'm going looking for another job today. All the things that I said I was going to do initially, I just got home and I got excited, and I hadn't been home in so long, and I got comfortable. Baby, can we give this another opportunity? Can we give this another shot? I'm happy that you're on your feet as far as, on the road to getting yourself back together. I'm proud of you. You look, healthy. But I've moved on. What do you mean you moved on? I moved on. Man, you just gonna move on? I mean, Rodney, you got to understand, it's been a year and a half. You put your hands on me. You stole from me. Took my car. You almost cost me my job. I can't live like that. I can't live in fear like that. Damn, baby, you told me you was going to be there for me. I thought we was going to get married. I thought we had something. I thought that it was going to be you and I. That was the plan. But sometimes, life doesn't always go as planned. And your actions caused this. It wasn't me. I never cheated on you. Come on, baby. Please don't do me like this. I'm begging you, baby. Please do not do me like this. Whenever you see an individual don't do me like this. When you see somebody do that, you know it's serious, man. It's about to be real serious. It's like when them white boys say, fuck you, motherfucker. You hear a white boy say that, man, you better get ready to fight or flight. Because it's about to go down. They ain't going to do no talking. So when you see a black person, I'm trying to tell you, it ain't like that. When you see that from a black person, it's about to go down, man. But yeah, man, them white dudes, man, they don't play no games. Fuck you, whore. Better put them up, man. You better put them up because it ain't going to be no talking. She's explaining to him, I moved on. I'm sorry. I'm not going to cheat on my dude. I'm happy with my dude. We've been together for, the last 8-9 months. And I've healed. I'm past you now. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be rude, but I've gotten over you now. Rodney leaves. He's furious. He storms off. He is furious. Over the course of the next, 2 or 3 months or whatever, he did what he said he was going to do. He's staying at the halfway house, been saving up his money, got him a job. He's still trying to win Monica's love back. He's still trying to show her that he's a changed man. But all the while, he's not even supposed to be around her. He has an EPO, Emergency Protective Order, and a DVO, Domestic Violence Order. He's not to be around her whatsoever. That right there could send him back to jail. Yeah, Monica didn't want him to go to jail, so she's just like, listen, please stop coming around. He shows up at a house one day, and it almost pops off because Monica's new boyfriend was there. Now, if you put yourself in this situation, you put yourself in this scenario, what are you all gonna do? Jump in the comment section, let me know. You at your boo's house, y'all kicking it, laying back, trying to have a nice little dinner or whatever, watching a movie, just doing what couples do, drinking a little wine or whatever. And dude's knocking on the door, man. Your ex is knocking on the door. What's going on, baby? Is there something that I need to know? Is there something you're not telling me? No, it's Rodney. He won't leave me alone, and he just keeps insisting that we get back together. You talking about the dude that you had that got locked up over stealing your car? Yeah. How long has this been going on? I mean, he's been contacting me, I don't know, a couple times a week or whatever, and you ain't never said anything. So now it's causing a rift between, you and your lady. You ain't never said anything. No, because I didn't want to involve you. I know you can be a little, temperamental at times. I didn't want to involve you in my mess. It was out of respect. There's nothing that I'm trying to hide. Look here, homeboy. Look here, bro. I'm going to just tell you this one time, man, and I'm going to say this respectfully, man. This is my woman now, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't appreciate you coming over here, disturbing her, disturbing us, disturbing our peace. She don't want you no more. It's over with, bro. She's mine now. Oh, yeah? Is that what you think? She'll always be mine. Yeah, all right, man. She'll always be mine. This is Rodney talking to him. Don't you forget that. You'll always belong to me. She leaves. Well, Rodney leaves. Call the police, man. Monica still don't want to call the police, but her boyfriend now, man. Call the police. This dude done came over. He done threatened you. Done threatened me. You better call the police. You can't take these sort of individuals lightly. You know what he was locked up before. You know why he was locked up. Call the police. They end up calling the police, making a report, going to press charges. So now there's a warrant out for Rodney's arrest for violating the EPO. He's about to go back to jail. Now he's going to have to go back to jail for a nice little stretch. You violated the terms of your EPO or whatever. About 2 weeks goes past. She doesn't hear anything from Rodney. She feels as though, okay, Rodney, he's gotten the point. She knows that he's not locked up because she would randomly check the jail website to see if he was locked up. He's not locked up. He's on the run, but he's not bothering me anymore. He's not bothering us anymore. So, she feels as though everything is everything. Like I said, a couple weeks past is her birthday. She's going out to the club on her birthday, man. She's going to hang out with her friends. They're going to have a good time. Now, Rodney's full aware that it's her birthday, and he knows the places that she likes to frequent. She doesn't really go out much, but there's 2 or 3 different spots that when she does go to, or when she does go out rather, these are the spots that she's typically going to end up at. He goes to a couple of the spots, he don't see her. He stops at this last club that he thinks as though she could be in. He sees her car. He knows she's inside the club. Rodney goes inside of the club or whatever with the sole purpose of confronting her, to speak with her. He goes inside. Hey, can I talk to you? Rodney, what are you doing here? You know you're not even supposed to be speaking to me, talking to me. It's my birthday. Please don't ruin my night. Please don't. No, baby. Just listen. I'm not your baby. Not no more. I'm not your baby. Please don't call me baby. And just please leave me alone. Listen, just give me a couple minutes. Friends is sitting around. They're seeing exactly what's going on. But Rodney's, he's smooth. He's smooth. Come on, girl, let's get out of here. No, he's not ruining my night. He's not ruining my birthday. No. What do you have to say, Rodney? I'm not going outside with you. Anything that you have to say, you can say to me now in front of my girls. But I'm telling you, you need to leave me alone. Pulls out some money. Listen, baby, I got paid. I'm trying to give you a little birthday gift. I'm trying to show you that I haven't been getting high at all. I ain't got high at all. I know that I got to deal with this warrant, but if you can just tell the people, or just not come to court or whatever, then I won't have to do this time. But baby, I miss you. I love you. I can't think of anything else but you. You are who I want. You are who I need. I need to be with you. Please, just reconsider this. Please, baby. I don't need your money, Rodney. Thank you. Y'all just take the money. It's a birthday gift. And then all the times that I was at your house and I didn't pay anything, and I'm trying to make amends. I understand that, Rodney. I understand that, but I don't want anything from you. Respectfully, I don't want your money. I just want you to allow me to be happy and leave me alone. Please, Rodney, please. This is my birthday. Please, leave me alone. Rodney's furious. You done just diss me in front of everybody. You done made me look like a fool in front of everybody. I spilled my guts. I spilled my soul. I spilled my heart to you. And this is you do me this in front of everybody? You gonna humiliate me like this? What the Italians say, like I'm a fucking asshole or something? You fucking mooly? Fucking asshole? You do me like this? All right. Y'all have a good evening. Rodney goes outside, goes back to his car. Their night continues on. Monica and her friends. No foul, no harm. She didn't like the fact that he approached her, but like I said, he didn't, wasn't anything violent. It wasn't a violent exchange of words or anything of that nature. So she continued to party. Fast forward about an hour and a half later, the club's over with. Everybody's coming outside. They happy. They're going to get them something to eat. The night is still young. Going to go get them something to eat before they, head in. Rodney's in the bushes. She don't know that he's in the bushes, but he's in the bush. He jumps out like Michael Myers or Jason or something. He just jumps out of the bushes. What are you doing, Rodney? She notices he got that thing in his hand. I told you belong to me. I told you that you are never going to leave me. You belong to me. Didn't I tell you that? Didn't I tell you that? Leave me alone, Rodney. She walks off. Her and her friends, they walk off. As they walk off, they probably get about, I don't know, 7-8 feet away. Boom, boom, boom. Rodney fires on her. Hits in her back. Several times, 3-4 times. 2-3-4 times. Hits in the back. Everybody's screaming. Everybody's outside. He's doing this right in front of everybody. She falls to the ground. She falls to the ground. She's like on her back. The way that she fell, she's on her back. Friends are screaming. They begging him, please, Rodney, don't, just stop. Just please don't do it. Please don't. He hovers over top of her. Stands right over top of her. Shoots her 4 or 5 more times. Boom, 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 boom. I believe it was a total of 7 or 8 times that he shot her right there in front of everybody once again. Takes off running. Of course, the police is on the way. The ambulance comes. It's mayhem. It's mayhem. This dude just shot his ex 7 or 8 times in front of everybody. No mask, no nothing. This dude was really, really gone off her. He meant what he said when he said, you belong to me. In his eyes, he meant that. Once again, it's another manhunt for him. Police is searching for him. It don't take long. They end up getting him next day, something like that. She's in the hospital. She's fighting for her life. In the meanwhile, he's in the county jail, first-degree assault, which carries 10 to 20. You do 85%. Felon in possession of a firearm. Habitual offender. Violating the EPO by having a firearm. Wanton endangerment because you shot in a crowd of people. He's facing a slew of charges. It wasn't looking good for Monica when she was in the hospital. But somehow, some way, she made it through. Somehow, some way, she was strong enough and I guess it just wasn't her time to go. And she made it through. But what about the memories? What about the horrific scars in her mind that she's always going to have to, she'll never forget that. See, you can get over a physical injury in a lot of cases, but emotionally, what happened to her, psychologically, that will be something that she's never, ever, ever able to forget about. Also, in addition to all of that, she'll never walk again, man. It's a true story, man. Every story that I tell is a true story. She'll never be able to walk again. Being that she wasn't unalived, they couldn't charge him with murder. It's only so much time that he can get from that. It was one of those situations to where he goes to trial again. I think the jury ended up giving him like 25 years total. And out of the 25 years, 20 of it he had to do, because they had changed the law at this point. So 20 of it he had to do 85%. Meaning that after 17 years, he's going to go up for parole. Even if they serve him out on a 25-year sentence, he'll probably do 19, 20 and be home. This particular moment, he's already like 13 years in. Meaning that within the next, 4 or 5 years, this dude is actually going to get out again. This dude is going to get out of prison again. And what about Monica? What about her safety? What about, her the things that she's had to endure and go through? She'll probably live the rest of her life in fear. The system is really, really, it's really backwards. Because you have an individual that unalived one lady, the mother of his 2 kids, and got 20 years. Did 13 years, came home. Turned around and did the exact same thing again, or attempted to do the same thing again, and gets 25 years, in which he's going to do, 15, 16, 17 years on it, and be home once again. People say, I don't wish jail on anybody. I do. On this idiot, I wish jail on him. He should never get out of jail again. His actions, his selfish acts, he should never have an opportunity at life again. You tough? So you in a place where there's a lot of dudes that's tough. Penitentiary, man, is the belly of the beast, man. Lions, tigers, and bears is always referenced. It's a lot of tough guys in there. You like to be tough? Now you in prison being a model citizen. You're not catching write-ups. It's yes, sir, no, sir. Everything, you're mannerable. But out here on the streets, you want to terrorize these women and scare them to death and not give them the option, okay, you never leaving me. It is so sad. I feel like this situation, man, is so messed up. And last year I was at a party. Every year they have a party like in the summertime. There's a production company, and in the summertime it's a white party, and then the same company has a party in the fall, and it's a black party. When I say the white party, I'm talking about you were all white. The black party, you were all black. And I seen that young lady. I seen her at the party. This was a person that had all the energy and would seem like she loved to dance. I don't personally know her, but the times that I have seen her out, she just seems very, very lively and energetic and just friendly and always smiling and dancing and just with her friends. And I seen this young lady at this party. She was in a wheelchair. And she was dancing. You know, she had people that was dancing around her or whatever. She was trying to dance as much as she could in the wheelchair. And I just couldn't help but just feel bad. You know, ladies, every guy doesn't act this way. I don't act this way. But I've heard guys often say, especially if y'all have kids together, you're not leaving me. Whenever you get any sort of inclination that this dude is crazy, deranged, don't look at it as though, oh, my baby just loves me. That's cute. No, it's not cute. It's not. Understand that if you start to see these signs early on, get away. Get away from this dude. Go file a police report. Get you an EPO, a DVO, whatever it's called in your state. Get away from this dude. Protect yourself. I'm not wishing harm upon anybody. I'm not. But you have to protect yourself because the police, they can only do so much. And they're only going to do so much. If you license, if you're able to become licensed out of protection, get you a heater. Go to that gun range. Learn how to fire left hand, right hand. Keep it on you. Self-defense. Keep you some mace. Go to self-defense classes. Learn how to do whatever you need to do to protect yourself because you need to be here for your kids. And you got this idiot running around that feels as though he can do whatever he wants to do to you as far as cheating on you, as far as, coming in when he wants to come in, not picking up the phone, putting his hands on you, taking your money, bullying you out of your money. And when you get sick and tired of that and you leave, because 9 times out of 10, you already been sick and tired. You just never left. And you finally get enough, not necessarily want to say guts, but courage to leave. And you leave him and he has the audacity, now he can't control you anymore. So that's where the violence comes in. That's where the intimidation factor, oh yeah, you know what it's going to be if you leave me. You know what it's going to be. Protect yourself, ladies. Now, men have these issues just as well, because there's always going to be some dudes that jump in the comments. Oh, kids, come on, man. You act like men don't deal with it. Yeah, men deal with this, but not at the rate that women deal with it. It's not right for anybody to threaten anybody. It's not right to put your hands on anybody. But you see women going through this way more than you see dudes going through this. Think about how many Monicas there are out there. Think about all the people that's happened to and they're no longer with us. I don't necessarily want to say Monica's lucky to still be with us because I don't know how she feels. Maybe inside she feels lucky. Okay, I'm still here, but maybe inside she feels as though I wish that I didn't make it because I have to live the rest of my life in this wheelchair while everybody else that I watch walks around and dances, and I have to deal with these emotional scars and deal with being paralyzed the rest of my life, man. Some people would say perhaps it's Monica's fault just a tad bit for dealing with the individual like this. Hindsight's 2020. We can always look back and think what we should have and should not have done. Regardless of what she done or would have, would have, could have, should have, or what have you, she didn't deserve this. A lot of dudes in prison are good dudes, but you got a lot of dudes in prison that are not good dudes and need to be exactly where they're at. I've seen them. Me on a prison yard, man, it's like a misery in the air, man. It's miserable. And you got people, they gonna laughing and rapping and dancing and all that stuff, but overall frame of, like, it's just misery in the air, man. Dudes is never going home. Never. Dudes is looking to stick somebody, looking to do, violence. It's immediate violence in prison. At any given time, immediate violence can pop off, man. This Rodney guy, he's violent. He's violent on the street. But once again, he's a model citizen in prison, man. Shout out to Monica, family. Praying for you. Sorry that you had to endure this. Hopefully someone received this message, man. If you're dealing with somebody, whether you're a man dealing with a violent woman or a woman dealing with a violent man, get the police involved. Leave that some bitch ASAP and do whatever you got to do to be able to protect yourself in case this weirdo is waiting on you hiding in the bushes one day. Real Kens TV. Hopefully you like the video. Feel free to comment. Definitely share. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. And be sure to hit that post notification. Anytime I bring you this action and this heat, guess what? You're amongst the first to receive. Once again, shout out to Monica. And it's just unfortunate that this fool is going to make it back out onto the streets within the next 5 years or so.